this the sexiest small car you could buy in 2005? I think so. Or it's a proper oddball. It's a 2-litre T-Spark Lusso model, registered in 2005, so it's one of the first of the facelifts. And look at this interior. Oh mama, I'm having a crisis. Oh, it's doing bad things to me. Now 147s were always a bit of a niche in the first place, but at this stage getting a good one is very difficult. They did not weather that throwaway phase very well of when a car gets to a certain value and it falls into the gum tree under £1,000 search and people just kind of use and abuse them. The 147 didn't deal with that well. So any that are left are pretty much gonna be good ones. This is no exception. The last owner of this car had it for 10 years. The service history is littered with strange parts that he had to find on eBay because you can't get them from motor factors. The gear linkage is not floppy, not stiff. And if you know Alfa Romeos, you know that that tells you everything you need to know about this car. It's a good one. I've always had an itch for one of these, just really curious as to their character and what they're like to drive, but finding a good one is near enough impossible these days. So when this came up on a dealer trade auction, it had just been traded into Volkswagen. God knows what they bought. I had to have it. When I saw this interior, I had to have it. It also had the right engine for me, the 2-litre twin spark. That was always an engine I wanted to try, 150 brake horsepower, and it has not disappointed. It sounds superb. Yeah, so I've kind of got to know this thing over the last week, and yeah, it's definitely up there on one of my favourite small cars of the mid-noughties. Now, despite the excellent service history and the fact that it's clearly been loved by an Alfa enthusiast, there are a few issues with the bodywork. Unfortunately, some jealous idiot has key marked that door. The alloy wheels are doing this strange peeling thing. There is a full set of Goodyear efficiency tyres, which says a lot about who's owned it when it's on a 2005 car. We've got another little scratch here and here, but come on, look at this interior. Totally unmarked. I wish you could smell it. It smells as good as it looks. It is just in beautiful condition. It is such a nice place to be. Oh, tell you, whoever spec'd this car new, I'd love to meet them and I'd love to know what they're driving now. The driving position is superb. You sit quite low down. This dash comes quite high up. You feel generally quite cocooned. The ride is impressively good. I really didn't think it would be as comfortable as it is. Now this car is on 16-inch alloy wheels, which probably helped to a certain extent, but it's got that nice striking balance between sporty driving and Italian comfort. So it does drive really, really well. The steering is nice and precise. It's no Mark 1 Focus, but it certainly is a lot nicer than the likes of a Megane or a C4. Now maybe I'm just being blinded, quite literally, by the fantastic colour scheme of this car, but as you drive this, you feel like you've made an individual choice. You feel like you're driving something different. Yeah, it doesn't look too different from the outside, but you know, for anyone who just delves a little bit deeper, you can see that this is a very individual choice. and it would have been even more so back in 2005 when the person ordered this car. It's not just the fact that they chose a 147, but this spec, 2-litre twin spark engine, Lusso, this interior, what a guy, or lady, probably a lady. The sexiness of the 147 no doubt begins the moment you see it. Look at that nose. It's aggressive, it's elegant. Of course, this is the facelift model, which looks a little toned down compared to the Phase 1, but it's still got that unmistakable trademark Alfa look from the front. Even the switchgear is just so unique and different. So you've got these little kind of half toggle wheels for, that's the speed of the wipers, the rear wiper, cruise control, adjust the speed by flicking these on, off. It's all very sexy. Alfa Romeo is of course embossed into the dash. You've got your whatever the gauges are written in Italian. It's even got Alfa Romeo embossed on the wiper arms. The car is just so full of Italian pride, and well, this leather just really completes that. Look at how sexy even the font is. Lusso. It doesn't feel anywhere near as flimsy as its reputation has got it. I don't know where that came from. Maybe it's because there's a few sticky plastics here and there, and yes, they are known for the odd electrical fault. This car, when you brake, brings up a rear fog light failure, which is actually working fine. So it does have a bit of Italian charm behind it. But it feels really good. The ride strikes a great balance between firm and edgy handling and still soaking up all the bumps that you want it to. It's still a really comfortable car, and you could equally with this engine really wants you to throw it around, and it's great fun on an A road, but you could also picture yourself cruising down the M6 quite happily in this. This engine is just so sweet. It's the 2-litre twin spark producing 150 brake horsepower, which is usually hampered by a horrible gearbox which is all stiff and floppy. This one is good. The gear linkages have been cleaned, everything is good, and it really enables us to enjoy this engine to its full. Being the Lusso model, it has got all the spec you could possibly want. Automatic climate control, cruise control, electric mirrors, electric rear windows. They have this funny little button here which you press to activate the rear windows from the same switches. The only other car I've seen that in is the Vectra and the Signum. I like that, it makes for a tidier little switch pack on the driver's door. It's got heated seats. It's got rear parking sensors. The only few things it does lack that were available in this class at the time are automatic wipers, automatic headlights, keyless start. Down here we got a little computer system which you can flick through on the dash. Let's see how easy it is to change the time, seeing as it went back last night. Yeah, so easy. Even my grandmother could do that. DST, mode, radio. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff in there. You got a card holder with the essential Alfa Romeo fuses, cup holder which interferes with the radio when you put a cup in, little switches for the boot, which can also be opened from the key. There isn't actually a switch on the boot lid, and the climate control system, which has got a nice little display, button for your traction control. You got a nice center armrest with a bit of storage in it that lifts up out of the way for another cup holder. Now, I hate aftermarket radios as much as I hate aftermarket alloy wheels, but this is a DAB job which has been properly wired in, so it still works with the steering wheel controls. And you can quickly turn off Jeremy Vine. Excuse the scenery, I have a viewer for this car in 5 minutes, so I'm just demonstrating the key in the jet wash. This is it, it's a flip key. When you lock it, the car gives a beep. When you unlock it, Gives 2 beeps. Of course, those clean lines help by the fact that the rear door handles are hidden in this. Okay, it's not the right exterior colour, and yeah, to someone who doesn't know much about cars, it might blend in a little bit. This particular car still feels, when you're driving it, like you're driving something special, like you're driving something out of love. And yes, a lot of my love is based on this extravagant interior, but they say that you're not a true petrolhead until you've owned an Alfa Romeo, and all the little touches, it's just purely doused in Italian pride. You can absolutely see where that turn of phrase has come from. It does feel like something very, very special. I mean, can you imagine this in 2005 in the office car park, parked next to your boss's Ford Focus and your colleague's Vauxhall Astra, and where this just would have looked out of this world. It would have said so much more about that person. Just sounds so good. What a peppy little car. Why the hell would you buy a diesel one? It is a fantastic little package. And you feel so Italian when you're driving it. It is just so sexy.